Good morning. Welcome to the third and final day of India Smart Utility Week. Don't find many people in the audience. Hope people will be coming in. Tired of 2 days of, or rather 3 days. In fact, today is the fourth day. We started with the master classes on Tuesday. So this is the fourth day of active interactions and coming early morning 8:30, 9 o'clock. So today also we have several parallel sessions after this inaugural plenary. Hope everybody will have very engaging day, and later in the evening we have the awards ceremony and gala dinner that's at Lee Meridian. Regarding the e-mobility, just a brief introduction. The Government of India been very early mover on the e-mobility with a e-mobility plan which was launched in 2013 with a very ambitious number of 5 to 6 million two-wheelers and 1 million to 2 million four-wheelers by 2022. That was the original plan which was launched in 2013. The focus being more into manufacturing of electric vehicles in India, which for some reason or owing to several impediments did not go in fast track, except some organizations being able to launch two-wheelers and three-wheelers. As far as cars are four-wheelers are concerned, there is only one manufacturer. The second is now coming up. As far as buses are concerned, there is only one indigenously or two indigenously made buses now, which were also launched in 2018 and 119. So this initial delay in domestic manufacturing and launching electric vehicles in the country, in which 3-4 years we have spent, made all stakeholders rethink. The purpose is to have electric vehicles on the road. So manufactured in India or imported to India, let us have the vehicles first, and then manufacturing activities will come on. When there is a big size, people will set up facilities to manufacture. So the current focus is on deployment of vehicles on road, and that too government cannot mandate people to go and buy electric vehicles other than giving some grants, some subsidies, some other sops and incentives to motivate them to buy electric vehicles. But in the public transportation area, where bus, taxi fleet, three-wheelers, that's the area through policy intervention, government will be able to implement or deploy a large deployment of electric vehicles. Rocky Mountain Institute been working with our policy think tank Niti Aayog and other departments for the last 3 years now. 3 years they've been. So there are some very high level plans, but as a national policy, it is yet to be issued a e-mobility plan, which is in the work for more than 2-3 years now. But at state level, something which is very heartening which has happened, 2017 September, Karnataka state issued a state specific electric vehicle plan, energy storage and electric vehicle plan, which is very progressive with a very interesting target of making Bangalore the electric vehicle capital of India. That was very clearly written. Attract some $3-4 billion investment, create some 55,000 jobs. So very measurable targets solved within 5 years, and they have been moving in that direction in the last 2 years. So following that, at least 5 more states have issued their own state specific plans. So now the action has moved more to the states rather than having a big policy from Government of India. So nobody is waiting for that. The action has already started. And very recently, last week, the second part of the program with an outlay of almost 10,000 crore, 9,500 crore rupees, that's about $1.2 billion, as through grant from Government of India for various schemes is approved. Here again, a large number of a large portion of the money will go for buying buses as subsidies to transport operators in different states for buying buses. and also to taxi fleets, and even private vehicles will get some amount of subsidy for that. So we hope action, much faster, speedier action on electric mobility part in the coming years. One of the main reason is the pollution, increasing levels of pollution from vehicles in cities. Out of 20 most polluted cities, 13 of them are in India, Indian cities. And vehicle emission may not be the single most reason, but it's a significant portion of the pollution is contributed by vehicular pollution. And with the congestion in the road increasing, and the levels of pollution is going to, vehicular emission and pollution is going to go higher only. So there are plans. Delhi government has announced a plan that 1,000 buses they will be procuring on fast track. The tender for the first 350 or 400 buses they have just issued last week. So such activity we will see in all around the country in the coming days. There have been debates about having an enabling ecosystem, particularly in the charging infrastructure. What is the charging infrastructure? So there has been a debate about government subsidizing charging infrastructure creation in cities, on highways, and in all important points. The public charging stations are required only for private vehicles. And we have been advocating that the absence of public charging station is not a real impediment. If government has to promote electric mobility, start with buses. The charging station for the buses will be in the bus depots and bus terminuses. For the taxi fleet operators, they can have it in their hubs. Two-wheelers can be charged from anywhere, in fact, any electrical plug point they could be. The challenge comes only in the private cars. That also globally, if you look at it, most of them charge overnight in their houses. So the people who are staying on the 10th floor and 20th floor and those kind of flat apartment people are the ones who may not have access to a plug point and not able to charge, who require public charging, and where the interoperability comes in, one make of vehicle able to connect to any charging options. So we have been working on this area for last couple of years, and Bureau of Indian Standard constituted a committee for drawing the standards, formulating the appropriate standards for electric vehicle charging stations in the country. And last year, in August 2017, the basic standard we have already issued, it's IS 17017, which ideally recommends that the combined charging system, which is the Society of Automobile Engineers, SAE CCS version 2. So SAE CCS version 2 we have adopted as the national standard with some minor changes here and there. But when we look at what are the vehicle which is there in India today, among the car, about 6,200 odd electric cars which are operating, all of them are in some form or the other imported from China and assembled here. So almost all of them. They don't follow CCS2 standard, they follow the Chinese GBT standards. So we have allowing that to coexist. And also when government being consulting various automobile manufacturers, it's again the Japanese car makers who shown interest in coming and setting up manufacturing facilities. So Suzuki has already announced their electric vehicle model will be released in 2020. And they are also in collaboration with other Japanese manufacturers, with Toshiba and Denso and Suzuki, making a battery plant in Gujarat, which is exclusively going to supply batteries for Suzuki's cars in India. So when we look at it, they are following SHADAMO standard, not CCS2. So the IS 17017 allows SHADAMO, GBT, but the basic standard is CCS2. So it's by and large we are following the US pattern. US also has all the standards. So the point which we have been advocating, ISGF been advocating, that absence of a charging standard or absence of even public charging infrastructure on the road are not the main impediment in rolling out electric vehicles. And that is only, this public charging station availability is only limiting private people buying cars. and which the vehicle stock of private people are only private car stock in the entire country is 2 to 3% of the total vehicle stock. So electric mobility, if we have to take up seriously on fast track, we should start with the other end of the vehicles, that is two-wheelers, three-wheelers, buses and taxi fleet, and which constitute almost 98%, for which public charging stations are not a constraint. And rightly, even last year, middle of last year, there was a talk about huge subsidy for setting up charging stations everywhere. So there's a rethinking about that. That number has come down. Instead, more subsidy being given to three-wheelers and buses. So which is a good move. And with all this, there are more and more interest and new kind of business models which are going to emerge, new players who are going to emerge, and all these are going to get connected to the electric grid, will have huge impact on the electric grid, in managing the electric grid. So we'll be talking about all this in the, today the whole theme is on electric mobility. After this we have one session before lunch and energy transition, and the after noon session in the same hall we'll be talking about the charging infrastructure and other rollout challenges. What are the EV rollout challenges, which is another very engaging session. So I have the, with this I will stop. I have the pleasure of welcoming Mr. Nishant Arya, Mr. Clay Stranger and Mr. Rasham for this session. Thank you very much.